to the edge of the area. Sané lines up a shot! It is 5! Glorious goal from Leroy Sané.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. So that is 0-0 at half-time in our game down at Villa Park today. I'm Natalie Pike and I'm still joined in the studio by Darius, Vassell and David James. So that first half, a half that City pretty much dominated for most of it. However, Villa had the best chance towards the end of the 45 minutes. So, David, what was your kind of overall impression, feeling of that first 45?
I like the word feeling there because there was something that Aston Villa said in commentary about the body language, and I was feeling a bit of frustration in the players. Just looking at Phil Foden and looking at Kyle Walker, there was a few of them there who were frustrated, and I think we were getting frustrated, shall I say, watching it, because at times it wasn't the City that we predicted before the game. Yeah,
we were getting a bit frustrated. It's that kind of sense of, come on. Come on, when are we going to kick into gear? Also, I do feel like we were the better team for most of the half, Darius.
Certainly, and that's the way it's going to be a lot of the time with City, but they've had the chances. They've had 2.5, decent chances, and certainly the first one, which they had in Kyle Walker, where we should have squared it to Haaland for a tap-in, I think that would have set City off. With that not happening, there's a reason to be frustrated, and I can see it in Haaland, off the ball tussles with the Villa defenders, but not ever really getting the ball. He's played 45 minutes there and not really got much of it, which is disappointing. But it'd be exciting to see what Pep, says at half-time and how they come out, because, Villa have done well to frustrate City, but there's not many teams that can do it for the whole 90, so hopefully City come out with a different plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we've said something similar like this in a few games. The West Ham away game at the start of the season, the West Ham away game last season, a few occasions where we're not happy at half-time, completely happy, but it's full 45 minutes to go. Patience. I mean, in terms of the stats there, David, 70% of the possession for City, 4 shots to Villa's 1. So we are the better team. We just need to move forward, click on a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, what I found, the possession, there was a lot of possession in areas that weren't dangerous. A lot of long balls as well, which weren't quite finding the mark. So maybe the MO is, get in with a long ball behind. We know that if it works once, then there's a chance of scoring goal. As Darius said, Kyle Walker's chance, I'm not sure whether it was on for a pass to Haaland, but if you're going to shoot, at least hit the target.
So Haaland can put in the bits, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Haaland to score because he's in my fantasy team, he's my captain. But for the position he's in, I don't think he was wrong for doing the shot. I just make sure you do the right shot.
Yeah, and then there was that kind of alarm towards the end of the half where Villa came with their first, it pretty much felt like their first attack.
Yeah.
But ultimately the best chance of the half with Ollie Watkins.
Well, we said at the start of the game that's the way it could go. City dominate the possession and Villa get a breakaway. We have to concentrate, or City have to concentrate. And to be fair, they did. I think Stones got back with a tackle, and they managed to deflect it wide, which was good. But I think City could be more dangerous, when Villa are attacking. We were speaking about it during the game. When Villa are actually attacking and trying to score a goal and a bit more open, if City can be urgent, show some urgency then, get the breakaway goal, it could just settle everything down a little bit, because it is getting... I think half-time come at a good time because it's getting tense.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to get to half-time there. That breakaway, that obviously the Bernardo Silva goal from last season, that's exactly what happened. It was so within seconds, it was up and we'd scored. In terms of any changes, are you expecting anything at half-time, David, or... No?
Yes.
Yes?
Half-time. It's always difficult with Pep. now that we've got 5 substitutes, I think he's more willing to do early substitutions. But I think Alvarez needs to come on. I think this game is wanting someone who's going to do something. Kevin De Bruyne hasn't been at his sparkly best today. I think as well with Bernardo Silva out wide, he's kind of limited. One of the things I was saying right at the beginning of the game when we started watching it, when you've got Foden one side, Bernardo or Mahrez on the other, stuck in those positions, I think it's a lot easier to defend. Bring Alvarez on, for whom I do not know yet. I've got to get to that. Bring him. I just think he's the guy. If from 40 yards or 12 yards, I think he's the guy who could score the goal.
Oh, I love that. He's the guy. He's the guy. Well, we'll see very, very shortly. Now, before the second half, we do want to take another look at our what happened next game. So we showed you this in the first part of the show. It's our new game. So this is 2004 City playing Villa. We beat them 2-0. And that is Sean Wright-Phillips. Now, my clue for you is he's about to score. But where is he going to smash this ball? Is it A, B, C or D? Let us know on the WhatsApp what you're thinking. We had a very interesting debate about it before the show, about the angle of his body, about where he might go. And ultimately, you guys thought he was going to go to the right. I thought the left. Now, on WhatsApp, we've only had 2 right answers so far. I feel like that's a clue. I actually don't know. I still don't know what the right answer is, but I'm just hoping that it's A.
They've gone left, yeah.
I still want to think he's going to absolutely crack it straight into the top there.
Well,
Are you sticking with your B?
We said BAD, which means it's bad, so it means it's got to be C.
Yeah, I've got to stick with D. I've got to stick with D.
You sticking with D? You sticking with B?
I'm looking at the nap on the grass, and I think it just pushes the ball a little bit to the right, which means...
I feel like I should have texted Sean during the first half. I feel like that might have just been cheating in the slightest. So, yeah, keep your guesses coming in. Only 2 of you have got it so far. And thank you for sending in your WhatsApp questions. I'm going to get through some of those now. So Des has said, oh, I like this one, Des. What's the worst forfeit you guys have ever had to do if you've lost a bet or perhaps come last in FPL? I don't know why he said that to you, David. I can't believe it. Worst forfeit you've had to do.
Has he been looking at my phone? I'm in a couple of teams, and one of the teams, if you're bottom of the match week, then you have to do a tipple.
What's a tipple?
A drink of something.
Oh, that's okay.
No, it's not okay, because the guy that is no good in our league doesn't drink tipples.
Right.
So for 2 weeks, I've...
Okay, I like
That's
it.
because Kevin De Bruyne was a substitute last weekend. Came on with 20 minutes to go.
Do you have to prove it? Do you have to film yourself?
You have to film it and send it, yeah.
Okay. Darius, have you had any bad forfeits?
No, I don't do it. I don't play the game. I'm not involved in it.
In anything you've... No?
Oh, in general, forfeits?
Yeah.
No, I don't bet. I'm not a gambling man, no.
There we go. You're not a gambling man.
Can I ask Des a question? I know you can't answer straight away.
Yeah.
Does he want his fantasy team players to do the goals rather than the player that should score? Like Haaland should have scored today because he should have. Walker's not in my fantasy team, so he should have squared it to Haaland.
Yeah.
Who's in my fantasy team?
Okay. Do you want to know my worst ever forfeit? My friend that's a Liverpool fan, when Liverpool beat us in the FA Cup last year, I swear I can't even believe I'm going to admit to this. My friend Colin Murray, the BBC broadcaster, the bet was that I had to wear a pair of pants with Liverpool on.
Oh.
How long for?
A day. He sent me them. They were like boxers. They had Liverpool on them, and I had to wear them for a whole day.
Oh.
It was the worst forfeit I've ever had. I'm going to get him back this season, I swear. Right, next question. Ashley says, question for the show to both James and Darius. James and Darius. That's sticking now. Who's the best player you played with at City?
Sitting next to him right now.
Yeah.
Now, other than Jamo, I think the best player. There was a lot of good players there. I think when they started splashing the cash, just as I was leaving, thanks City. Ilano, possibly.
Yes. Yeah. Player.
Ilano.
Scored against me in India.
Did he?
Oh, okay.
Outside the box?
Penalty.
Oh, penalty.
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't have been a pen. My best player? That's a really good question, actually. I'm going to go for Sylvain Distin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Only because our bromance continued.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
He was a great captain as well.
Yes, and he features in one of the greatest comebacks.
He scored in that Spurs game, he did. I love that question. OK, I don't know if this is Robert Shears trying to get some free advertising, but he says, David, what's the best fish and chip shop in Portsmouth? It's not Robert Shears Fish and Chips by any chance, is it?
If it is, then it must be. One confession, I've never had fish and chips in Portsmouth.
OK.
My next trip down, I will find one. So if Robert Shears can advise me where to go,
We're throwing it back at you, Robert. Thank you. OK, Marcus from Liberia. Hey there. He says, to our guest, do you think Haaland is more important than Kevin De Bruyne this season?
More important?
Ooh, good question.
More important? Do I think he is more important? No, not right now, no. I think he could prove to be, but not right now, no.
OK.
I think what you're going to get with Haaland is loads of goals, but Man City, and I think one of the fans right at the beginning of the show on the montage was talking about Kevin, or I've heard talking about Haaland. Man City already score loads of goals, but Kevin De Bruyne, like I said, when he's on his game, he controls the whole game, and he hasn't been on his game in that first 45 minutes. Haaland's been there 45 minutes and hasn't done a lot.
Good point.
We've seen games in the past as well where nobody's been on it, and then Kevin De Bruyne steps up for 5 minutes and City
second
win.
half against West Ham.
Yes, but what a glorious debate to have, eh? Very happy to have that debate. So big thank you there to Marcus for your question. Now, before the show as well, we went through some of our greatest ever comebacks, and we asked you to go onto our Twitter to vote on our poll for the greatest ever comeback. So in 4th place was the Spurs game. Can't believe it, David, with just 2%. Probably more to do with what that it didn't win us anything.
Yeah.
OK, 3rd place was Gillingham on 9%. We've been robbed. Paul Dickoff will be so upset. So 9% for Gillingham. 2nd place was, drumroll, the Villa game from last year. 26% of people went for that. So obviously QPR with 62% was our greatest ever comeback. Again, just another reason to look and to enjoy this wonderful goal. That wonderful goal from Edin Dzeko, and then the next wonderful goal from Sergio Aguero. The greatest ever moment in Premier League history will never ever be beaten. That was 6,000 of you that voted in that poll. So thank you very much for joining in there. Yes, Sergio, the greatest ever celebration, the greatest ever comeback. It will never be beaten. I cannot imagine that will ever be beaten. So thank you very much for joining in for that vote. So we're a couple of minutes away now from the second half. Darius, what are you hoping to see different from City in that second half?
I'd like them to see Haaland more in the build-up rather than waiting for the last pass for it to go to him. Use him in the build-up, get him in the game a little bit more. Obviously, if De Bruyne is still on the pitch, for him to start, pulling the strings a little bit more and coming into his own, I think just with that in itself, City could come away with a victory. Lovely.
We're seeing some pictures there. There is Haaland. We can see him there. I didn't think I'd seen anybody warming up, so I'm not sure we were expecting any changes. Lovely, gents, thank you so much. We'll be back here at full time where we'll be analysing, hopefully, a 3 points for City. We'll also tell you it was A, B, C or D. Where did Sean Wright-Phillips put that goal? Hopefully I'm going to beat the professionals. So thank you for joining us. Get yourselves onto the City app or Recast to enjoy Alistair Mann's commentary on the second half.
Players in the tunnel, making their